Hello, this is a Susami Valley on the southern part of Honshu Island on Kii Peninsula of Japan, and today is February 13. So with the start of new lunar year we have some few warm days. It's kind of early spring now in the middle of Honshu Island, and here on the south of Honshu Peninsula you can see flowering aloes, which is very unlikely for Japan because aloe is a group of succulent African plants. So aloes are succulent monocots, which are succulent in the way they accumulate water in the leaves. I think everybody knows about aloes, but not everybody probably saw their flowers. So there's flowering here in Japan in February. Very crazy time and crazy place. But I will use this opportunity to tell about flowers just a little bit. So if you see flowers of that type, you might guess if you are in America. The hummingbird pollination. Look on them. So they have very long flower tube. They are monocots, but as a bit of exception, they form a tube which fused members of parents. That tube is about like 3 or sometimes even longer, 3 centimeters or even longer, and on the end you will see both style, so with stigma. This is a part of female part of the flower, gynoecium, and also anthers. This is a part of male part of flower of androecium. So they are right on the entrance of that tube. That tube likely has something on the bottom, nectar, I believe. Okay, so which kind of pollinator should be good for that flower? Well, answer is bird is perfect one, because bird pollination typically requires some long beak, and then the pollen will be on the lower side of the bird, so kind of on the stomach, and then next time when bird will visit similar flower, it will leave pollen on the stigma of the next flower. However, as you know, hummingbirds are absolutely absent on all continents except Americas. So there are specific group of birds, the Nectariferous birds of South Africa, which are very similar to hummingbirds, slightly bigger, but in general they also can like stop in the air and use their long beak for flower pollination. So these aloes are adapted very well to be pollinated with a specific group of African birds. So unfortunately this group is absent here in Japan. So if you search for fruits, well, this is empty. So no fruits is present because pollination does not occur. Not all aloes require a strict pollination, but in many cases without bird pollination we have no fruits and restricted with vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction in aloes, however, is, well, very free way. So you can cut any part of the stem and it will root with ease. Interesting is also the kind of apparent conflict. You know that Kii Peninsula of Honshu Island is one of the wettest places in Japan. Warmest in Honshu at least, and wettest. And aloe is a plant from African deserts. Well, many succulents are well adapted to grow also in the wet conditions. I was surprised, for example, to see cacti in center of Great Plains in the water. So they do it quite well. So the only problem, as I understand, for most of succulents, the presence of bacteria and fungi. Many of them have low immunity for these bacterial and fungal diseases. Especially bad is a group which is in botany called Aizoaceae, so living stones. They are very bad in cultivation for any wet places. But aloe, like cactus, is a good plant to cultivate in wet regions. It's enough to have some warmth, some sun. Sun is present now, as you see, and you will have aloe thriving in this backyard of your house. So this is aloe in Japan. Flowering aloe, demonstrate how it would be pollinated with birds if these birds are present. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, these birds are not occur in Japan. Thank you very much.